Alright, everybody say a little prayer. Say a little Wi-Fi prayer. Because I think I'm going to gang up on Comcast. My apologies if you were here last night and I bonked out. My Wi-Fi quit on me. And the new moon had just gone into Taurus, and my moon is in Taurus, and I was like an unhappy bull. Thinking, this is a lot of bull that I have to put up with this Wi-Fi. Anyway, there's another business on Main Street that also has problems, and I guess he's always on the phone to Comcast yelling at them. For the amount of money that Comcast makes, they should be able to fix this problem. Hi! So, we're making up for last night, and I ended up just deleting that short video from last night. I thought I'd just kind of do a recap now. I hope you had a great day. It is getting to be spring, but pretty rainy today, and it's that weird time of year where it's kind of warm, but not really. So we're going with it. So welcome. Yeah, I think it's gonna work. Let's light a candle. I'm gonna light a candle just to set the intention that this is gonna work tonight. I'm happy to see you too. Hang on. Let me just go over here. And we're lighting the intention candle for the Wi-Fi to work. I mean, when it comes down to it, you just gotta do some magic. Welcome to the Psychic News Network. Established about 4 years ago, and I'm glad that you're here. We don't usually meet on Saturday nights, but let's go for it. There's so much going on in the news that I've been thinking maybe I'll up my number of videos because it's hard to keep up. I heard that astrologically things are going to settle down in a little couple weeks, if you can believe that. When my video got cut off last night, somebody pointed this out to me. The video got cut off at the moment that I said the fascist Republicans just want us to suffer. Clearly, they just want us to suffer. So we see evidence of that because we have this debt ceiling debacle that there's no way it ever should have gotten to the point that it's gotten to now, but I told you it would be down to the wire, it will be last minute, it will be like, we're gonna crash, we're gonna crash, we're gonna crash, and then screech on the brakes, and then we're not gonna crash. So, that's what I'm picking up. And they're creating all this drama because they like drama, for one thing. That's the lesser of the reasons. But they're creating all this drama because it's kind of like, part of it is when a narcissist needs attention, and they're all narcissists, all the fascist segment of the Republican Party are all narcissists, among other things, and I won't say any swear words. Any attention is better than no attention, and so they will get attention no matter how they need to get attention, and they love the negative attention, and they love, what do they call it? When they feel like they own the libs, when they feel like they own the woke libs. For some reason, they get a big, I don't know, they get off on them. So, actually, I think I don't need this little cider thing. So, I know that's what's going on, and I know that they're annihilists, and they don't care if they destroy everything. And if they did, in fact, destroy everything, bless their little hearts, I love it, Diane, that's funny. If they did, in fact, destroy everything, they wouldn't care as long as they got theirs. That's just how they roll. And let me just say this. Karma's a bitch. And they're gonna find that out. We'll What goes around comes around. It's funny, Diane. It's like, I lived in Tennessee. Bless their hearts. It was pointed out to me that, because we just had a Grassroots of Democracy meeting. We do meet on Saturdays, too. Terry mentioned that, I guess it was high school students, and I'm not sure who the representative was, but you may have seen this. They went, there was some kind of presentation, it might have been graduation, and they went to get their acknowledgement on the stage, and there was, maybe it was a congresswoman, you may have seen this, I didn't get the deets on it. And they had shirts that said like, I read banned books, and something about, you know, trans belonging, and something about, you know, freedom and love and that kind of thing. And this representative, whoever she was, you may have seen this, was just angry. You could see it. How dare you? I could just feel what she was thinking. How dare you promote education? How dare you promote inclusivity? How dare you promote loving one another? How dare you promote that we're all one? How dare you? How dare you? Well, you know what? It's called being a humanitarian. Meanwhile, back on the climate front, I just want to mention that we are about, let me see, it's 23, we're about less than 4 years away from the most recent climate science prediction that we will be in an irreversible cycle, or, you know, the end is near, right? In 2027, if we don't do something about carbon emissions. And Chris Hayes on MSNBC last night was talking about how, and this is true, and I've noticed this to be very true, and I'm not surprised because they're idiots. There is no Republican running for any office. There's no Republican running for any office that says one single word about climate change, about what they'll do to avert the existential crisis danger that we are in as human beings, that every single person in the United States and in the world will be touched by the ravages of global climate change. And there's not one Republican that even mentions it except to mock it. And if you haven't seen the movie Don't Look Up, I recommend it. Let's see if I can do it. Yeah, it's better without that light. If you haven't seen Don't Look Up, that they don't believe what's right in front of their eyes, and mostly in their states. Yes, I have seagulls serenading outside. That's a normal thing. I should befriend them. I have a tuna fish sandwich. Then that would do it. I could just throw it out there. They will never leave. I have my tea. If you see the movie Don't Look Up, it's a perfect illustration. I know it came out like a year or so ago, but it's a perfect illustration of what's going on. Meryl Streep plays the president. Leonardo DiCaprio, who's a staunch environmentalist, to his credit. It's awesome. We need more people like that. So, it kind of goes like this. So here's a new Democratic slogan. It's Democratic, not Democrat slogan. It's Democratic slogan. That's what's grammatically correct. Is, let me see. What can we call it? Vote Democrat or die. Vote Democrat or die. And it's not even a joke. It's actually true. Where shall we begin with the cards? I'm trying to pick something. Shall we begin with Rhonda Fascist? Yeah. Let's begin with Rhonda Fascist. You're finally getting rain? I don't know where you are, Gloria. We've got rain too, and that's a good thing because there are, lots of wind and lots of dryness, so lots of fire. See, case in point, Canada's burning. The wildfires in Canada have been off the charts, and it's only May. And that usually Seagulls on beer bottles, life is good. That usually starts, the wildfires usually start later in the season, but we're not even in summer yet. Oh, it's raining, pouring rain in Maine? Pouring rain in Maine, that sounds like a song. Hi, Canada. We're starting with Rhonda Fascists. We'll get to the climate stuff. We'll get to the debt ceiling stuff. This new moon in Taurus energy really, between that and, it's a great night for PNN. It really is. Between the new moon in Taurus and lots of Taurus, lots of aspects astrologically that are in Taurus right now. To know more about that, go to Professional Aquarian, to her website on YouTube, to her YouTube channel, and check out the podcast, Spirit Talk Podcast, right here under the lives on my channel. Spirit Talk Podcast is an hour-long talk about what's going on astrologically, and we go over the politicians you want to know about in terms of what's going on with them. There's a lot of, you can feel the energy in Taurus, yeah. There's a lot of Saturn aspects going on for a lot of the troublemakers right now, the candidates that are really wreaking havoc with our country. So you might want to check it out. You got croaked from the smoke in North Dakota this week. Yeah, I'm sorry about that, Tim. We got to do something. And that's, North Dakota is a red state. And I know it's challenging, but you have to keep the conversation on where you have common ground. We don't want all the forests to burn up. We don't want to burn up. So that new moon in Taurus, man, I was just like so angry. Well, first about the Wi-Fi last night. I had to take a walk. but also so angry about this debt ceiling debacle. Lots of people are having Canadian smoke. That sounds like a type of bacon. Okay, here we are. We're getting to it. Canada's burning. So we got to do something. We can't just sit by. Rhonda Fascists. We're going to pick 3 cards about Rhonda Fascists, who is rumored to be planning to throw his hat into the ring to get the paperwork to run for President of the United States. Tell everybody that you know that you're welcome, Cheryl, that we want to be able to read books, that we want to be able to have big businesses in our state that create jobs, that we want to be an all-inclusive society, that we want immigrants that are here legally and asylum seekers to be able to be here. Florida is falling apart as we speak, and he's so damn selfish. He's out there I gotta be president, with Lady Macbeth as his sidekick. Unbelievable. Midas Touch did a great video on Trump. Somebody saying, well, they're on tonight. I usually listen to them right after I do what I do. Gina saying, hi, Annette, what a lovely surprise. Yes, I'm not usually on Saturday night, but Friday just was a bust. My Wi-Fi quit. I just had to roll with it. You gotta have flexibility. Remember to hit the thumbs up, folks. Yeah, I appreciate that. So how's it going to go for Rhonda Fascists this week? And thank you for jumping on, everybody. How's it going to go for Rhonda Fascists? Well, this is like the fight between the Emperor and the King of Cups. And the universe, I just want you to know that everything is in universal divine order. Don't you worry your head. But this is a stalemate between, well, here's a lot of orange in this card, and here's a lot of emotion in this card. And so this is about Rhonda Fascist. Everyone in Florida should get together. Everyone in Florida should get together. Everyone in Florida should get together. If you need help, come to Grassroots of Democracy. We will help you do what you need to do to get him ousted. Disney has taken DeFascist down. I used to call him DeSatan, but DeFascist just kind of fits so perfectly, even more. So the universe will have its way. This is DeFascist. This is Trump. It's gonna be, I remember when Joe Biden, when he was asked by a reporter if the, when we first got wind of that Rhonda Fascists was thinking of running. Do you remember? I don't know if you saw this, but Joe Biden was like, "Let him do it. I'll just stand by and watch. Like, it's gonna be really something to see." Yeah. I missed you yesterday too. I was so mad. If it just a heads up, I lit the candle to intend that my Wi-Fi won't quit, and if it does, we're kind of out of luck. You think the fascist is not human? Some kind of hybrid alien? Let me tell you who I think is a hybrid alien. I think Elon Musk is a hybrid alien. And I think that Mike Pence might be an android, not the phone. And, yeah. Did I see the picture of Marjorie Trader Green's new boyfriend dressed in drag? Was it for a Halloween party? What? I did not. I did not. Anyway, just don't worry about Trump and the fascist. You know what I always tell people? Instead of worrying, set your intention out there that they both fall flat on their faces. Thank you, Kathy. Positive vibes for my Wi-Fi. I'm telling you, I'm gonna form a coalition of businesses on Main Street to like sit down with Comcast. So, Marjorie Trader Green's boyfriend, I'm not so sure Marjorie Taylor Greene is straight. Shall we ask? Don't think that woman is straight. I'm just saying. I mean, I'm just stating the psychic facts. Hello, Benjamin. Is Marjorie Taylor Greene completely heterosexual? No. She just put out impeachments on 5 different people. She's not strictly heterosexual. Marjorie Taylor Greene is not strictly heterosexual. I think she's bisexual. Is she bisexual? The only reason I'm asking is because she's so judgmental. I'm a Sag. You're right, Angela. I'm a Sag. Thank you. That's a compliment. Is Marjorie Taylor Greene, is she bisexual? She's bisexual. Yeah. I get that very clearly. Very strongly. She's bisexual. So when she starts going out and spewing all this, hate stuff about people who are gay and people who are trans, she better shut up. She better just shut up. Yes, I am a Sagittarius and I have Scorpio rising and Moon and Taurus, so, it's a male spirit. No, well, Benjamin, I just asked the pendulum, is she bisexual? And I got yes. It's not my opinion. You know what I mean? That was my question. I just tell it like I sees it. I tell it like they tell it to me. Anyway, between being a Sag with Scorp rising and Moon and Taurus, and being in the Northeast, and my Mercury's in Sagittarius, I have the problem of people thinking that I'm bossy. Well. Oh well, it's okay. We need bossy people. Marjorie Trader Green seems like she's a sister to Laurenbert. I think they hate each other, actually. Let's ask. Are Laurenbert and Marjorie Trader Green, are they friends? Are they like BFFs? Are they? No, they're not. They are not. Are they not speaking to one another? Is that the status of them? They're not speaking to one another. Oh, you don't get that I'm bossy? I hope that's what you're referring to. Your sister hates you? I understand. They're cut from the same cloth. Yes, they're both malignant narcissists, and I think it's pretty interesting and telling that these women are being, honestly, people are saying, oh, their husbands, what was it? they asked for a divorce from their husbands, Marjorie Trader Green and Laurenbert, and I get that it's the other way around. Marjorie Trader Green does think she's better than everyone, but these people that are bullies were bullied, and I'm not saying that because I feel sorry for them, because I do not. Because, you know, if you were bullied, that I can have sympathy for somebody who was bullied, who's recovered or healing from that, or, you know, but not to just bully people back. They're total hypocrites, and they're really train. I just get the word train wreckers. They're a train wreck. Since we're going on and on about her, let's just... You think Boebert and Cruz are getting a divorce at the same time? We haven't heard about a Ted Cruz divorce, but I read on that a few months ago. And I got that Heidi Cruz is gonna ask Ted Cruz for a divorce. Anyway, but Kathy's just saying it's horrible to be bullied. Yeah, and well, I'm not saying that bullying is right. I'm just saying it's hard for me to muster up any sympathy. I said this the other night about Mitch McConnell, I think it was. Hard for me to muster up any sympathy when they've been such horrible people. If they were nice people, I'd feel really compassionate towards them and sad, and I'd want to help them to feel better. But not when they're just destroying lives. And I mean, let's be real. Poor Teddy. He's another one. I can't feel sorry for Ted Cruz. Let's be real. I mean, what Marjorie Taylor Greene did yesterday, is it Broward, the representative? I mean, you guys know about that, right? She was saying, Marjorie Taylor Greene was actually saying that she felt afraid in the presence of this black representative. His last name is Broward. I don't know what he said. Did you know that Marjorie Taylor Greene was kicking one of her constituents? Kicking them. And she felt threatened and afraid. She was afraid. All right, we'll get there, Kathy. Don't worry. Marjorie Taylor Greene was saying that she felt intimidated by this black representative, and his last name is Broward, I'm pretty sure. She was totally, blatantly, the woman is so blatant and brazen and brash and she, I'll be good. Think Emmett Till. That's the consciousness. Which I couldn't see that movie. What's on film? They were joking around. Yeah, I don't know. I just heard about it. Racist much? Racist much? We're gonna read about her, since I'm just going on and on about her. For some reason. Let's ask a specific question, because, oh gosh, I really get, she loves when the news is like swirling around her. She and George Santos, they're never happier than when the news is swarming around them. They feel like they're rock stars. Jamal, I think it's Bowden. Was that right? Maybe someone can look it up. North Dakota Governor Doug Burgum is considering running for president. You don't have to be quiet the rest of the night, Tim. You can say as much as you want. Bowman, thank you. Yeah, Marjorie Taylor Greene and George Pinocchio Santos, they love when the press is there. They just love it. They think they're rock stars. Trump loves the spotlight in the same way, but it's more. With Trump, it's like more desperate. More like if he doesn't have it, it's like he hasn't eaten. You know, like he can't sustain. AOC went up to to that representative. Let's see. Representative Bowman. Yeah. And said she's not worth the energy. I 100% agree. Marjorie, Trader Green, and Santos need to be careful that the swirling water isn't a giant toilet. I mean, it's just like they just love, they feel so important, and I hate that the press is giving them so much attention, but I guess we have to see their horribleness. Let's read on her fate. Well, it looks like Marjorie Trader Green is going to be taken down by a female. What's interesting about this is I feel like Marjorie Taylor Greene is going to be taken down by her sharp tongue. It's like what I'm seeing is she's going to be taken down by herself. Yeah, a lot of people are commenting on the smoke coming down from Canada. Send thoughts of water dousing the fires in Canada. It might be AOC, but what I'm getting a couple things with this card, and one is there's a female that is not going to tolerate this anymore. It could be AOC. Oh, your cat's watching the show. Oh, hi, kitty. Whatever your cat's name is. And it's the cutting words of Marjorie Trader Green. She's doing it to herself. She's incriminating herself. And she's already got so much evidence piled up against her. A lot of it having to do with the insurrection. And the Five of Pentacles, she's going to run out of money. Now, who's suing her? It seems like somebody's suing Marjorie Trader Green. Hi, Rhonda. I'm getting that she's going to be... I see her without any money. And the Four of Cups is she should have kept her mouth shut. She said things she shouldn't have said. Oh, yeah. Her sharp tongue is going to be the end of her. Yeah, no money. No money. Yes, Deb, that's funny. You're saying, is she involved in Georgia since she's from there? I didn't say it. But I did, that did cross my mind. I see, I almost can't even believe she's still in her seat for how imminent it feels. How threatening it feels for her to be subpoenaed. Will Marjorie Trader Green be subpoenaed? Yes, she will be. Well, pray tell, where will it happen first? Just because you're a bully doesn't mean you have to be a bully. I know, that's what I was saying. Will she be subpoenaed in Georgia? Yes, strong yes. Hold your horses. When do you see her removed from office? Hang on. I am not the DOJ. I'll get to it eventually, but it's going to take a little time, but not as long as they're taking. Is it going? Okay, is Georgia going to be first? No. That's interesting. We're reading on Marjorie Trader Green. We're reading on the subpoenas that are coming at her. We have a dream. Is it going to be about the insurrection first? Is she going to be in trouble for that? Not that first. Is it going to be Georgia first? Yeah, I get that it's going to be Georgia first. She's making things... I don't understand that. I'm the psychic DOJ. I mean, you're not going to have to wait as long as we have to wait for the DOJ from me to give you the answer. I don't have to do all the paperwork. You know what I'm saying? All right. So, yeah, hit the thumbs up if you can. It helps me. In the very near future, I'm monetizing. I'm just letting you know ahead of time. Oh, no, they didn't kick me off. No. Comcast is incompetent. Comcast is taking me for a ride, and I don't like it. There's no reason. With the amount of money that Comcast... It boggles my brain to think about how much money Comcast makes. And they can't even make my Wi-Fi work. Honestly. Okay. Laurenbert. Let's go to Laurenbert. Laurenbert. The thing that's so amazing is that you'd think there'd be a level of I don't want to look like a fool. You would think. People don't really generally want to make themselves look stupid in public. What is that? Your sister pay out for Annette and her area. I don't. That doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? Do you go out in public to make a fool out of yourself? Demand a refund for your failed Wi-Fi. I will. That's a good idea. That is a good idea. I started to think it was me because then I went to Maine and guess what happened in Maine? I mean, and people saying, "Oh, that's never happened before," and I actually believe them. I think it's the psychic energy, to tell you the truth. I don't know. Yeah, well, we'll get into that. I don't want to bore you with conversations about internet. It came up, so I was talking about it. That's why I wasn't here. I was here for a little while and then very frustrated because if I go off, if the live stream gets knocked off because the Wi-Fi gets knocked off, the live stream just keeps going. I can't even get it to stop. That's what happened. Ask for a refund for that day. I should log the amount of days. Laurenbert. Well, isn't this interesting? Let me see if I can interpret these for you. It looks like she's going. It looks like Laurenbert, because this is us being happy that she's gone. She's costing the United States a lot of money. All these representatives, so-called representatives, because they're totally shouldn't be in those seats. I mean, look at George Pinocchio Santos. Totally shouldn't be in those seats. Basically, how many times I've done readings and I've seen these people are robbing us blind. They're robbing us blind. I see us happy that Laurenbert is being called out. Remember, Laurenbert's mother had a bullhorn at the insurrection, giving the insurrectionists directions. Is that what I'm picking up? Do you guys remember that? I feel like I always have to say, do you guys remember that? Because so much happens. This deck is the Llewellyn Tarot. Llewellyn's got some awesome products. In fact, I have a book about reading tea leaves, and it's so old. I think I dropped it somewhere. Just to look up the symbols with the tea leaves, and I am going to be reading tea leaves. I dropped it over there. I can't reach it. Is Laurenbert going to be losing her seat because of her participation in the insurrection? I get yes on that. I get yes on that. So you're remembering, yes, it was Laurenbert's mother that was giving directions. You're welcome. To the insurrectionists. I remember seeing the video. She had the bullhorn. She's like, go this way, go that way, because somebody had given them a tour the day before, and they were called it later a tourist visit, and it was during COVID, and nobody was allowed to tour the Capitol during that time. Oh my gosh, it just makes your blood boil when you see that people are trying to, the fascists are trying to turn that into, oh, it was just a normal tourist visit. Give me a break. She will be charged, from what I'm seeing. She will be charged. And we will be happy. Look, we're happy. We get our money. We get our money. We don't have to pay her anymore. The Queen of Wands. This looks like, I'm picking up Liz Cheney. We're reading on Bobert. I'm picking up Liz Cheney. I think that Liz Cheney has a lot of dirt on Bobert. Should write a song. Dirt on Bobert. Yes, she was given, Laurenbert was given money to participate in the insurrection. Oh, the plot thickens. Oh my goodness. Was Laurenbert directly or indirectly given money by Ginny Thomas? Not from Ginny Thomas, but I just had to ask. Laurenbert took money for participating in the insurrection. Bobert is just a spokesmodel from a talent agency? She's not even that pretty. I disagree with that, Julie. I don't pick that up at all. Julie's saying Liz Cheney protected Ginny Thomas. I don't pick that up at all during the hearings. I don't. I get that. I know that they're friends, but I get that Liz Cheney's interest in doing the right thing for the United States was way bigger than that. Hello, Soul Surfer. Is Laurenbert going to be subpoenaed? Is she going to be subpoenaed? Yes, absolutely. I'm feeling like late summer. There's lots coming in. Maria's, yeah, your Comcast is acting wacky too. We noticed that at the meeting. I'm not picking that up. I tell it like I sees it and like I feel it. And if I pick that up, then I'll say, yeah, I picked that up. If I don't pick that up, I'll just say, I don't pick that up. And time is hard to predict. I can get sort of like the season and around like what month, but sometimes it's really tricky to nail down the time. But I'm seeing a female involved in, I want to say, prosecuting Laurenbert. And I get a Liz Cheney connection. Thank you for putting my information up there. Is her husband going to reveal some secrets because he's angry with her? Ooh, good question. I like good questions. Is Laurenbert's husband going to reveal secrets because he's angry at her? Yep, that might be it. Oh, well, see, Sunshine, I did get that Liz and Ginny were friends a long time ago. I mean, for that matter, look at it this way. Back in the 90s, maybe the late 80s, Oprah knew Donald Trump and Oprah wrote a letter to Donald Trump. It was a different time. So I get the same thing around Ginny and Liz Cheney. I get the same thing. It was a different time. Bobert and Cruz kissing? I think we read on that before. We did. And I won't get into all that because people get like mad and because they get too grossed out, which I understand. So I think Liz Cheney and Ginny Thomas were friends a long time ago, but things Damon, where's my bell? Damon's made his presence now. Somebody got mad. Jill got mad the other day and she left, or she threatened to leave. I don't know if she left. Her name is Jill. Because we were talking about Rudy Colludi. I stole that nickname from Michael Cohen. Oh my gosh. What a week. What a week it was. Bobert and Cruz really make your stomach turn. Yeah, I know. They do. When you get a visceral kind of a feeling of, oh my God, that is grossing me out. Yeah, like Damon's demonstrating right now with the emojis. Cheney will do what is right for the country. Thank you, Gloria. That's the point that I wanted to make. That she would, even if she was still friends with Ginny, she would do what's right for the country. I get that too. And don't anyone get into it about, but Liz is terrible, and if she wants us to stay a democracy, that's good enough for me. We want justice. Justice Warrior, speaking of justice, I don't know what's going on with Justin Trudeau. I'm not up on the politics in Canada because, frankly, there's enough to keep up with in the United States. You can brief me on what happened. with Trudeau, because I have no news about that. I don't read the Canadian Times. Her rock stars in the world of puke. That's funny. Okay. We're really nice people. We just tell it like it is, right? Someone's being horrible, we tell them. We tell them you're being horrible. Let's take a look at Marjorie Trader Green and this little rift with this Bowman. She's trying to do the racist thing and say I feel afraid around him, so you know, I'm not even going to say it, but that's her thinking. How's that situation going to play out? Well, Marjorie Trader Green would do well. Here it is again. With this situation with Bowman, who she said, this black man representative, who she said, she feels frightened. She feels frightened by him. She better give it a rest, because her tongue is really gonna... She's really just incriminating herself all the time. Oh, Jill's here. I know, I watched some of the video after we all finished up, and I didn't think it was that bad. We were just making fun, because we need to laugh, Jill. It was just, sorry. I mean, we do the best we can. But we come here to vent too. Just so you know. If you haven't noticed, we all come here to vent too. So Marjorie Taylor Greene and Bowman, she should keep her mouth shut, because she's getting herself in so much legal trouble. A cow is being nice. Were we talking about cows? And the Two of Wands. Yeah, what Marjorie Trader Green is lacking is any sense. I mean, she has, I mean, it's almost like, you know how the condition of Tourette's, is it Tourette's? Where she just spews something out and it just comes out. Trump has that too. They're both Geminis. Yes. She feels frightened. Damon's like, she feels frightened. What's her address? I'll show her how she can really feel frightened. We're just kidding, YouTube. We're just kidding. In order to be like taken to court with to get a restraining order, somebody has to really have evidence that they felt like they were in physical harm. Anyway. Hi, Lois. Midas Touch has a short video of Satan wiping his nose and wiping it on some other guy's sleeve. I just saw that. And then I posted something. I don't think I have it in front of me. If you look at my community page, I posted what was in the Boston Globe today about what. Oh my God. Rhonda Fascists has no personality. Did I talk about Rudy's emails? Ask me a specific question about that, and I will. I'll read on it. I just want to read to you what I posted about Ron. I hope I have it. What Ron the Fascist said in Florida. Oh man, I don't have it. It was like, he went to a diner and he was like, and he saw, this is Rhonda Fascists. He's in New Hampshire campaigning, sort of pre-campaigning. And he's in New Hampshire and he goes up to a little boy and he goes, how old are you? And the little boy said, 7. And he said, good. And then he looked on the menu. Yes, you have ice cream? Oh, you people have everything. You're in a diner. They probably have ice cream on the dessert menu. Like, that's so unusual. The man has no charisma. He has no attractivity. He's got nothing. It's pathetic. He not only doesn't have a personality, he has a -0. He's devoid of personality. And actually, a point to make here is that Kathy Beale Watch Spirit Talk podcast from Tuesday. Mention that in Ron DeSantis's chart, you can see the man has zero charisma. Zero. I don't think I've ever seen somebody with so no personality. I mean, I don't know what he's thinking. I'm kind of going back and forth, but I want to see what Rhonda Fascist is thinking. I just want to know. I just have to know. What is he thinking? What the heck? Are you that clueless? Well, Rhonda Fascist is thinking. Oh, he should be thinking because the law is going to come down on Rhonda Fascist. The law is coming down on him. The judgment card is coming up. Your poor granddaughters are living in Rhonda Fascist land. Come to Grassroots of Democracy. We can help. What's that dude's issue, Damon is asking? He was bullied as a child. The Page of Cups, he's going to get news of a subpoena, but what he's doing is Rhonda Fascist is in such a bubble that he's going to ignore it. Any investigations, any indictments, I see it. I just see Rhonda Fascist going, oh. And the people in Florida are really suffering. Florida is becoming a fascist state. Florida is becoming the first fascist state in the Union. And we got to do something about that. Look at it. You can go down the list. Controlling the media, banning books, taking away women's rights, shipping asylum seekers, kidnapping asylum seekers, calling out minorities as though they're us and them, and they're wrong and they're bad, and bullying people. I mean, honestly, and no personality to boot. I see we've come to the segment of our show where I have to tell you what I'm up to. I have plenty of room if you want a reading, psychicannetteDion.com. This is my commercial break. Hang in there, we're going to answer more questions. On June 10th, I have a pendulum class, and these are all on psychicannetteDion.com. On June 17th, I have a class called Radically Forgiving, and I already mentioned I can do a psychic reading for you anytime. I'm offering tea leaf readings for a limited time. We're going to see how that goes. That's on my website. Tomorrow is Church of Spirituality every single Sunday at 1, live stream from here, from the music room in the front room. We do Church of Spirituality. It's uplifting. There's music. There are uplifting spiritual readings and a sermon, and it's really great. So tune into Church of Spirituality or watch some of the other ones too. And what else, Terry? Help me out. my assistant's in the chat. If you and Betty loves the songs of Church of Spirituality. It's an alternative. If you used to like the ritual of having some spiritual time once a week, well, I offer you that. And we have a beautiful spiritual fellowship, and we pray for our country, we pray for the world, we pray for each other. So check it out. Oh, and the podcast, thank you. Spirit Talk podcast was recorded on Tuesday. It's all about the astrology of all the people that you're wondering about what's up with their astrology. Tea leaf readings. Oh, and book a bundle of readings. If you book one reading a month for 4 consecutive months, you get $60 off. And I'm also a spiritual life coach. I guess it's good that I always forget something, because that means I'm busy doing good stuff. And Grassroots of Democracy, we meet twice a week. We meet for a guided meditation for a Healed America on Tuesdays, 20 on Tuesdays. And that's followed up by a discussion group where we talk about the spiritual readings from Sunday. And that's all I have for you right now. I'm sure that's hard for you to remember all that, but that's churchofspirituality.online too, if you want to check out the church. Okay, who's next? Rudy Giuliani, Kevin Marshmallow McCarthy, the debt ceiling, what CNN is doing right now. Let me just give you the lowdown. We do need to read on this. CNN, this is the psychic telling you my psychic impression. Thank you, Ann. CNN, beautiful Joe Biden, I love it, is in cahoots right now with Fox. And CNN is trying to figure out how they can create kind of a conglomerate. This is very concerning. Where they can control the media, where they can control the message. That is like textbook fascism. Thank you, Gloria. So, I mean, I didn't really read in the news about this. I haven't really seen this on the news, but I've gotten hints of it. And what they're doing is they are in meetings. Will CNN face lawsuits? I'll take a look at that. They're in meetings with Fox to figure out how to join forces to control the media. Because if they can control the media, they can control the conversation. And they can control the conversation with lies, lies, lies. Oh, so Ann heard they're having meetings. Yeah. So, everybody, switch to MSNBC, subscribe to Midas Touch, subscribe to Brian Tyler Cohen, subscribe to David Pakman if you like David Pakman. He waxes a little too pessimistic for me. I don't have a lot of tolerance for pessimism. A lot of people know that about me. Yeah, tell your friends don't watch CNN because that you don't want to contribute to their ratings. Write to CNN. What they want to do is control the media. Don't just stop watching CNN. Write to CNN. I've written to them about 3 times already. I mean, recently. I've written to them before. And MSNBC, I called them out when they're doing a bad job too. You watch ABC, the Disney newscast? Okay, good. Support Disney. Oh, and I was mentioning this at the grassroots meeting today. I saw a little snippet of a CNN headline, just on the news on the internet. And it literally said this. I'm too psychic to believe this story. They said something about that the $1 billion development project that Disney was going to build in Florida. CNN claimed it was because Disney's in financial trouble. I'm sorry. Disney is fine. We're going to read on that right now. We're going to actually read on... We're going to read on Disney. DeSantis is a Virgo. Yes, I found that out. Do watch the podcast. It's right here on my channel, under the lives. Spirit Talk Podcast. It's me and Kathy Beal, the professional Aquarian. She's an excellent astrologer. So what I'm doing, support Disney. Support Disney. Go to Disney. If you can stand to be in a fascist state, you'll be fine. Seriously. So I'm just gonna read on Disney. I couldn't believe it. CNN, oh, Disney's having financial problems. I'm sorry. All I ever see is Disney expanding. And I'm sure they absorbed the hit from COVID. All right. So I am picking 3 cards on Disney. Disney in California will expand. I do pick that up. Maybe they'll take that development to California. Ron DeSantis is, I don't know why anybody would vote. There's nothing about him that you would want, right? But Disney is in trouble like the British monarchy. Good one! That might be the joke of the night. Midas Touch, TYT, I like them. There's also Fair and Balanced, Jesse Dollamore. I'm naming the YouTube channels that are good to support because they're pro-democracy. Subscribe to every pro-democracy YouTube channel you possibly can. I don't care for TYT too much either, But I do watch them. They have some good vids sometimes. Okay, so this is about Disney. Disney, now don't be fooled. Disney's kind of heartbroken that they have to do this. It doesn't mean they're in financial dire straits, but they kind of heartbroken. They didn't want to do this. They didn't want to pull out of Florida, but it really was like, come on. I mean, they checked themselves. I mean, it doesn't mean that they're all humanitarian necessarily. It's also a business decision. It's also a business decision. Inquisitive Tarot? Yeah, send me an email, AnnetteDion7@gmail.com. She's mentioning she'd like to do a collab. Sure. So Disney, it's a shame. It was a tough choice to pull that project out of Florida. But Disney is fine. And actually, this is really good for their communications because it's a business decision to be doing what they're doing. Disney, to be doing what they're doing is a business decision because the new generation that's going to be growing up and having children and wanting to take them to Disney, this Gen X, as they call themselves, I don't really like that they call themselves Gen X. It sounds like it's the end of the world. But anyway, Disney understands that this generation that they're about to be serving in massive quantities is inclusive. We don't have a generation of people coming up that are racist. They're just not. That's not what's happening. And Disney's reading reading the tea leaves, right? Maybe Disney has a tea leaf department. Yeah, Sheila, just send me an email. Inquisitive Tarot? I don't know. I'll check out your channel too. Is that the name of your channel? They're smart, really the smartest, genius people at Disney. I'm just telling it like it is. This isn't like a judgment call. There's some really talented people on the Disney staff, the Disney board and everything. But it's hard for them. They had it all planned. I mean, that's not a small feat to have a plan to build a $1 billion development in Florida and to have to scrap the plan. It was not an easy decision. We're all pink on the inside. I've never heard it put that way. You're not an old hippie. You're a young hippie. Stop it. It's Gen Z. Oh yeah, I meant to say Gen Z. Anyway, so Disney's fine. I saw Z in my head, but I said X. Okay. I guess Generation X is millennials. I don't know. It's confusing. All right. Disney's fine, but this is gonna be tough. Let's just read on Florida. Let's read on Florida in general. I'm telling you people in Florida, you've got to get on grassroots of democracy. You've got to activate. You can't just take this. You're Generation X. Well, welcome, Generation X. Do I see the fascists being removed from office? Let's ask. He's not even supposed to run for president if he's governor, right? And then they changed. He got the law changed. No, they're not exhuming Ivana's grave. I mean, we'll get to that. I'll stay on one topic. Is Rhonda Fascists going to lose his seat, his governorship? Oh wow, I'm surprised. I get a yes on that. I feel like Ron is going to lose his governorship. Wow. Wow. Let's see. Okay. I guess I don't know my generations. Know your generations. So much to read on. All right, let's go to Rudy Kaludi. I'm telling you, I don't know if there's enough time. I mean, I can stay longer than 90 minutes, but it seems like I should be able to cover everything in 90 minutes. Yeah, I think that it might be true that Rhonda Fascist he's just destroying Florida. I mean, what has he done that's helped Florida? It's funny. Annette, you're Gen X too. I don't know. I'm one of those people that doesn't label myself, so I don't know. I mean, look, just what I know. I'm on to Rudy Kaludi now, but I just want to ask everyone, and this is what I ask about the Republicans. What have they done for you lately, right? Oh, Sarah Huckabee Sanders is being considered for Rhonda Fascists VP. Okay, you can put up the puke emojis now. That would be appropriate. What has Rhonda Fascist done for Florida? No worry about me putting a label on myself. That's not to be a worry at all. Okay. Let's see. Rudy Kaludi. I should write to Michael Cohen and thank him for that one. That's what he calls Rudy. Well. I think that Rudy Kaludi is going to have a meltdown. An absolute. I think Giuliani is going to have an absolute. There goes Darren with the puke emojis. Yeah, I hadn't heard that Sarah Huckabee was being considered to be DeSantis's VP, but I mean, honestly. Okay, so, meanwhile, this is about Rudy. Oh, yeah. Oh, guess what? This is like, there's more. Just when you think you've heard it all about Giuliani, there's more. And it's gross. Meltdown. Yes. I absolutely said Rita, sorry, I'm jumping around. I do that a lot. Rita, Disney, you might want to read more up on what happened with Disney, because Disney took that little tactic that Rhonda Fascists did, and they boomeranged it back, and it ended up biting him in the butt. Virginia made an offer to Disney. I don't see that happening. I see them sinking more money into California. The topic of the moment is Rudy Giuliani. There's more. There's more grossness coming. Now, let's ask this. I'm actually seeing, this is what I see for Giuliani. I see prison time, and I see him not being able to serve his full sentence because of health issues. His liver is shot. It doesn't take a psychic. Buy some Disney stock now. Oh, let me just ask that. Is it wise financially to buy stock in Disney right now? It's wise to buy Disney stock in Disney. Kim, were you the one that said he's a dirty old man, Giuliani, the other night? And I said, oh, it's way worse. That's putting it extremely mildly. Is Rudy Giuliani going to go to prison? Is he going to go to prison? Yes, he's going to have to go to prison. I am the pendulum. Okay. Oh, you're the one that said that, Kim? It's way worse than dirty old man. Dirty old men, they just, I don't know. It doesn't compare. They have hospitals in prison too. Will Rudy Giuliani serve an entire prison sentence? He won't serve an entire prison sentence, but he's going to prison. I think Rudy's brain is pickled, like I said the other night. I don't think he has, does he have dementia? Does Rudy have dementia? Actually, it's saying yes. You bought Minnie Mouse ears and wore them on your last show. It reminds me I have a prop. Hang on. We'll get to this. So it looks like Rudy's going to prison. And here's what we want to read on next. Please hit the thumbs up. like Rudy's going to prison. It looks like there's stuff coming out about Rudy that's just talk about gag me. There's stuff about Rudy that you're not even going to want to know. I mean, it's the kind of thing like what Rudy did. You won't want to know. You'll be like, I can't unsee that, you know. So it might be better off not to find out what Rudy has done. I mean, to the tune of sex slave. Yeah, his liver's shot. Is Noel Dunphy a double agent? A double agent? What do you mean? I don't know why you're saying that, Uptick. I mean, it's pretty straightforward what Rudy did. There's no like gray or weird area there. That woman was a victim. I'll tell you what I'm going to read on next. And I'll tell you what I did when I was mad last night because my Wi-Fi quit. I went to Walgreens. And I thought, I'm going to donate $1, but I'm not going to get that silly thing. And then I was like, oh no. Because I need to talk about the clown show. I need to talk about the clown show called the hearings. It's pinching my nose. I need to talk about the clown show, the Jim Jordan clown show. I can't breathe out of my nose right now. But we're gonna read on the clown show the clown hearings. Red Nose Day. Is today Red Nose Day? I can't keep it on because it's literally I can't breathe out of my nose. Just think Jim Jordan. When you think Jim Jordan, you can. It's gonna fall off. This is me being Jim Jordan. What do you think? I'm gonna read on Jim Jordan right now. The nose is gonna fall off. So anyway, you get the point. It's very uncomfortable. I think it was made for children. But okay. That was my clue that I'm reading about Jim Jordan. We try to have fun. Rudolph, right? Speaking of Rudy. Oh my goodness. Jim Jordan. Oh, Jim Jordan. Oh, it couldn't be clearer. The DOJ sent a warning to Jim Jordan in terms of like what he did with pulling in those. I started talking about this last night before I got cut off. The clowns that put together that clown hearing, they brought in what they purportedly were whistleblowers, and they were actually criminals. And the DOJ wrote to him and said, these people were fired from the FBI because they were spying, basically, and they're not whistleblowers. So, here's what we have from Mr. Jim Jordan. He is wiped the hell out. Sham hearings, clown hearings. Hence the nose. He's wiped out. Jim Jordan, I mean, I could just see over the weekend, he's probably going to be in bed all weekend trying to rest. Because he's done a number on his health with these sham hearings. I'm telling you, they have to understand, even though they want fascism, we're not a fascist country. You know, they can just keep dreaming on. We are not an autocracy. We're a democracy. And they're behaving as if we're already an autocracy. And we're not going to be an autocracy. So he needs to get that thought right out of his head. They're all paid by Cash Patel. It was right there. It was all on full display. He's hurting big time. And I'm feeling financial problems for Jim Jordan too. His health is bad. He's failing big time at that role he was so looking forward to. Him and Comer, the class idiots. Poor Jimbo. Justice. The DOJ is after him. The DOJ, I feel like there are people in the Justice Department that are livid. And especially people in the FBI that are livid. Yeah, Maria, I thought it was you that called Rudy a dirty old man on Monday, but Kim said she did too. 3 of Swords, 4 of Swords, and the Justice card for Jim Jordan. The DOJ is not happy. And look at how, speaking of stealing money, look at how much money of the American people's hard-earned tax dollar money that they are literally stealing. It would make your hair curl. If your hair is curly, it would make it straight. If you found out how much money, first of all, that they're getting paid, of the American taxpayers' hard-earned money, they're getting paid with our money, not from the money from Jeff Bezos. No. They're getting paid with our money that we pay taxes, and they're getting paid to destroy America. An extra for the committees. They're being paid by us to destroy America. Oh, I'm getting mad. Oh, it would make your gray hair fall out. Wow. Very pissed. The DOJ is very upset. Okay, Shayla. Yeah. Well, let's take that righteous anger and let's do something. Let's make good trouble, like John Lewis said. Okay, it's time to read on Marshmallow McCarthy. This is a party, this fascist party, and this is the other thing that's really making our blood boil. Tea leaves will be soon. I had a little extra time since you showed up last night and I got cut off. I'll stay a little longer tonight. If you want to stay, you can stay. If you have to go, I understand if you have more important things to do. Totally. They're holding the American people hostage. I hope Jack Smith acts real soon too. I'm going to read on that. The audacity to say we want, this is where I ended last night. I'm not going to say it again in case it was a bad omen. They are taking our money and wanting their wealthy friends and donors to not have to pay any taxes, but we have to pay taxes. This is like serfdom. They want to keep all the money, and the money that they're taking of ours that they're getting paid for, they're using it to destroy democracy and to take money from children who are hungry, from elders who need Meals on Wheels and who need food. These are their conditions. They want to not help veterans. They want to take away medical care for people who need it. They want to make disabled people work. They want to strip programs to feed children from veterans that sacrificed to serve our country. That's what they're doing with our money. I don't know how people can do nothing. I really don't know how thinking people can do nothing. I don't understand it. I can't wrap my mind around it. I cannot wrap my mind around how anybody can just sit by and take it and just be like, oh yeah, go ahead, take our money and destroy us. It's like somebody coming into your house and stealing everything and ransacking the place, and you're just standing by going, okay, I'll pay you for that. Let me on the way out the door, how about I give you a tip? Seriously. Your sister says it doesn't affect her. Is she on drugs? Sorry. You know me. They're holding the American people hostage over the debt ceiling when the Democrats, 3 times with Trump, and he racked up 25% of the total debt in United States history. 3 times they raised the debt ceiling under Trump. The Democrats just said, we're just doing, this is how we do. We do it like this. And they raised the debt ceiling. No conditions. We'll just raise it because we need to raise it. We need to keep our standing on the world stage, especially. We need to keep our economy together. And what was Trump doing? Oh, you don't have to pay taxes, and you don't have to pay taxes, and all the rich people. Believe me, I saw an article about Jeff Bezos. I'm guilty as charged. I do order from Amazon because they're so quick and you can find anything that you need. But that man needs to be paying taxes. He needs to be paying taxes. How's that going to go? How's the debt ceiling going to go? I mean, Joe Biden's livid, and I could, being a psychic, I know when Americans are in a rage. I know Americans, and Elon Musk, and all the rest of them, Richard Branson. If you ever watch those, there's a few shows on different networks like Hulu, and they have shows about how the very rich live. It'll boggle your brain, and you'll be like, gee, but there's hungry children. How can you have that much money and not feel that you want to feed people? Everybody here, get rich so you can help people, because I know you would. No, Musk isn't normal, but we also were saying earlier, somebody was mentioning who were you saying? Somebody was saying, is so-and-so an android hybrid? I forget. But I said Elon Musk is. We're picking 3 cards on the debt ceiling. Now, does anybody know why Kevin McCarthy put someone else in charge? Really a red. Guy from Louisiana put someone else in charge of the debt ceiling talks. My take is he was completely incompetent. You were tempted to pay only $750. Trump paid thank you for bringing that up. Trump paid $750 in taxes, but he's a billionaire. He's broke, but he goes around, like he's a billionaire? I don't think so. Biden is going to do the 14th Amendment. I think, so I'm reading on that right now. Actually, let me get clear about the question. I'm going to ask a couple questions about the debt ceiling. One I'm going to ask is how Joe Biden's doing in the face of this. Talk about stress. And he's overseas and he had to cut his trip short, and that doesn't look good for America. You donate to help your community, see? If we had billions, every single person in the chat, I see 379 people here, every single person in this chat, if you had billions of dollars, I know you would help people. Thank you, Ann. Yes, please hit the thumbs up. How's Joe Biden doing in the face of this as the bottles drop? Maybe he's having a drink. In the face of this, okay, there are people around Joe Biden that are keeping him strong, but boy, is this challenging. Boy, is this difficult. Wow. Okay, so the Seven of Swords is a sort of, that's the thief. That's the thief card. This is about the debt ceiling and how Joe Biden's dealing with it, and he knows. He knows. Yeah, look, you're all saying what you would do with the money. People with a soul couldn't spend millions on vacations while kids starve. True. I couldn't. There's no way. I've never been somebody who's all about money. The bottles are dropping. It's never been like, as long as I have enough to be comfortable, I'm good. But for people that they need money to build their self-esteem and they need to be selfish, I can't, just not wired that way. Joe Biden knows that these people are thieves and they're trying to steal the money, they're trying to steal our country. that's not just hyperbole, right? They're trying to steal our country. Oh, he's extremely disappointed. This is the most challenging time that any president in history has ever faced. And then we have the strength card. This is about Joe Biden and how he's feeling. He's actually feeling like he can get a handle on it. And I don't think that that's far-fetched. I think that Biden has, I've said this before, an ace in his pocket. And I also think that Kevin McCarthy, because you know what, Kevin McCarthy, he did bend a little bit. And then, does anyone know here where he went? Because over the weekend, he put somebody else in charge of discussions over the debt ceiling. Your notification bell didn't ring. I think you have to tap on the bell to get notifications. This is the greatest time in history. I like your attitude, Betty. But I have the strength card for Joe Biden. I feel like Joe Biden he has a pretty strong idea about what he's going to do. He does have a last minute, Hail Mary, he does have something in his mind. He has an ace in his pocket that he's planning to use. And he knows full well what the fascists are trying to do is make Joe Biden look bad. They want him to crash the economy. You guys are awesome. Read the stories in the chat. They're beautiful. See? And you know what? This is a place where we get uplifted. And you're all uplifting everybody by saying the kind things that you've done or that you would do, that you are doing. Remember, I had the kindness corner for a while, but I stopped that because I was bringing my numbers down. I have to get my numbers up. We love President Biden. Let's give President Biden a bell. Yeah, he's a man. He's a man for the job, that's for sure. He's a man for our times. But I do have the strength card. So 20 on Tuesdays, on Tuesday nights, we visualize a healed America. And everybody who comes to that, keep in mind the light, the meditations that we did, and you get a recording of the meditation afterwards. So if you just sign up, if you can't make it on Tuesdays, if you just sign up, you'll receive the recording. Visualize Joe Biden surrounded in light, this country having the light that it needs. Seriously. He has to feel our support, and it's real. And even the Canadians support Joe Biden. Thank you to the Canadians for showing up. I mean, we appreciate it so much. And it reminds me every time that I need to go to Canada. I'm not that far, really. Okay. So, what I'm going to read on now is how the country is going to be after June 1st. Biden has character, Trump is a character. Good one, I think you get a bell on that one. Did you see him at the White House Correspondents' Dinner? I love that dinner. I'm so glad they still do that. I'm so close to Nova Scotia, I know. Is that where you are, Lois? You see us as a family member. You're joined at the hip. That's so sweet, Canada. Bienvenue. I'm studying French, but I'm too embarrassed to say anything in French. Actually, bienvenue, which I'm probably mispronouncing, is on the sign to New Hampshire. The Welcome to New Hampshire sign. It says welcome. Bienvenue, right? I'm drinking my tea because I'm going to read tea leaves. I hope that wasn't important. Republicans are done. Yeah, let's hear it. I do believe that. We have to work hard to throw the bums out. My gosh. Nova Scotia's on your bucket list. Actually, I don't know if you've ever heard, I've talked in the past about how where I live in Massachusetts, there's some kind of a story about how each year it's a tradition that we get our Christmas tree, the city Christmas tree from Nova Scotia. You could look that up if you're in Nova Scotia. Gloucester and Nova Scotia, they have some kind of an agreement that's been there throughout the years that we get our Christmas tree from Nova Scotia, the city. I have to do the tea leaves a little bit different because they got all totally clumped. Okay, that's better. I'm going to read on what are things going to be like after June 1st, because the debt ceiling needs to be raised by then. So where's America going to be? If you get a tea leaf reading from me, what I do is I pour the tea ahead of time, and I put your name on a piece of paper underneath the teacup, and I let it steep and all the vibes get in, and then I see things in the cup. After June 1st, where are we going to be? Interesting. Okay. After June 1st, the Ten of Swords. Let me ask the guides. But, okay, we will have to take some little bit of loss. The Seven of Pentacles is we will be looking at what we actually have gained. It's interesting because this whole debacle is going to make us value how things are done even more. Like, I mean, I actually think it's going to get more people involved. And in spite of every terrible thing that's happening in this country that points in a bad direction, we can turn it around. This talk of getting rid of the debt ceiling, I don't see that rate. I don't see that soon. Yeah. So, and the Magician. We were talking at the Grassroots of Democracy meeting today. We do a work session on Saturdays, and we were talking about the 14th Amendment, and it's Congress is supposed to support the raising the debt ceiling, and supposed to be no questions asked, just raise it, which is why the Democrats have done it, right? And a long time ago, when I was asking the guides why Donald Trump, they said because we need to strengthen our democracy. So here's like the first time the 14th Amendment will be used. And I really, yeah, the light will win over all this darkness. I've had this sign for years. We give thanks that darkness reminds us of light. And I don't take it down. It's right with said guru. I don't take it down. I have the sign above. It says love multiplied. I got that from Ken Burns. Ken Burns, a documentarian. He was on MSNBC being interviewed, and he has that on a flag. I think he lives in New Hampshire. But anyway, light, the darkness forces us to shine our light, right? It's okay that you were late, Donna. Time is it in Scotland? Gosh, it must be late there. Anyway, this is going to teach us. This debt ceiling debacle is going to teach us. It's going to teach us to pay attention. It's going to teach us how to work our way out of situations. But I actually feel like this is the fascists kind of losing their way. But we're going to see, it's going to stress everyone out. Yeah, it's going to stress everyone out, but we'll make it through. After June 1st, we're going to be okay. We'll make it through. But it'll kind of be like when you go through a really harrowing time, and then when it's just really harrowing, anything. And then you get through it, and then you're like, yikes, I never want to go through that again. I think he's going to use the 14th Amendment. That's what it's there for, right? It actually makes things a bit more complicated, so because it has to go to the Supreme Court then. I think it's not just the 14th Amendment. I think I see another component too being thrown in the mix to have them raise the debt ceiling. I'm just thinking about how Kevin McCarthy called Joe Biden a liar. Your knee starts shaking uncontrollably. Are you saying that I'm doing that? Because I do that. Okay. Is it going to be the 14th Amendment that gets us out of this? No, actually. No. Yeah, yeah, so, okay. Well, we are collectively raising the energy, Cheryl. We do that every single Tuesday also. That's why I have the group. 20 on Tuesdays. Grassrootsofdemocracy.com. It's not going to be just the 14th Amendment. Will it be the 14th Amendment plus some other gymnastics? Yes. It won't be just the 14th Amendment. There'll be something else too. Yeah, there'll be something else too. Oh, Kathy, you're here. The Tuesday meditations are extremely powerful. Thank you. I've been talking about you intermittently throughout the night. McCarthy was actually at the start of the week, he was saying, we're going to get there. Kevin McCarthy really was. And then he just popped in. I'm going to be leaving in a little bit, but you'll have to watch the whole thing a little bit later. So Kevin McCarthy was seeming like, they were going to get there, and then all of a sudden, they just dropped it. Because those fascists want fascism. So Kathy's saying hopefully, Kathy Regan's is saying hopefully no concessions. I do see some small concessions. My sense is that Biden's going to make a couple of concessions because he doesn't want to crash the world economy, for one thing. But with it on his mind that he's going to get them back. Will the Democrats get their bill through? Are you talking about the debt ceiling? Okay. I'm actually trying to narrow it down, like, okay, what do we really, really, really need to read on? Okay, we were going to read on we read on Jim Jordan, and I think that was enough about the hearings. I think we know about the hearings. The clown hearings. I think that we're going to do this. We're going to ask about CNN. I was thinking about Putin today. Somebody's saying Putin. I was thinking about Putin today and how I feel like I've seen 10 different Putins. I really do. I feel like I've seen 10 different Putins. And I've read on the war before, and I saw that in the teacup a couple weeks ago, reading the tea leaves, I saw a lot of military being sent to Ukraine. And we still have the tea leaves to get to, so hang tight. Is CNN in cahoots with Fox to make a mega media deal? That's not what it is. Okay. Well, that's good. Vote them out. Vote them out. Vote them out. I like it. Yeah, Putin. Oh my gosh, every time you see a picture of Putin, I mean, if you read Energy especially. I meant to read on AI. I promise you on Monday I'll read about AI, because that's really on my mind. Okay, CNN and Fox. Are they doing some kind of a merger? The Pendulum said it's not really a merger. Huh. The question is, what's up with CNN and Fox having, they're kind of having tea, kind of having coffee. This is the anchors at CNN. They're really, Chris Licht is really sticking it to the people at CNN that work at CNN. It's not good. And they'll have to pay a price for what they've done. They already are paying the price. The universe will take care of CNN. No worries. We always pray the Ukraine war ends. I feel like CNN is really hurting. I don't feel like Fox is going to bail them out. I do see them having meetings. And I'm really almost feeling like they don't even know what it's more like brainstorming together seeing what page they're both on. I don't see anything developing yet. But I did mention earlier in our meeting earlier that I saw a little article that's from CNN that said that Disney must be hurting financially, and I just had to laugh because they're not. We're running out of time to answer all the questions. On Monday, I'm going to read on AI. It's okay if you have to leave. I understand. I've been on way too long. But you're going to miss the tea leaves. He was charged. What are you talking about? Who was charged? I don't think Fox is going to do anything risky right now. But I do get the CNN anchors are fearing for their jobs. Where's my little pointer? Here it is. Okay. Remember to tune in on Monday for PNN because I'm going to read on AI. And just on the topic of AI, on Chris Hayes' show on Friday, he showed an AI-generated ad. And I will always remember this moment. When I saw an advertisement, it was like, maybe you guys saw this. Never too long, you're so sweet. You may have seen this. And you can look it up. Chris Hayes had a clip on his news show that was about like, it was like a pizza place, like a mock pizza place, like an ad for pizza, like a Pizza Hut kind of. But it was all AI generated. It was just fake. I will always remember this moment because I psychically was like, whoa, there is nothing human about that, right? So what was the date? I will remember because it was May 19th. Yes, it was yesterday, May 19th. For the first time in my life, I saw and witnessed an ad that was completely AI generated of a mock pizza place. And because I'm a psychic and I read like human energy, I will never forget how I felt. It was like, it's hard to describe. It was like a shell. It was like there was nothing, there was no substance. I'm doing a bad job of describing it, but it was it was very disturbing. Meanwhile, back in the teacup, we have a horseshoe pouring down luck on us. Thank God. Oh, I could tell, Kim. I could tell. That's what I want you to know. I could tell. I mean, I was alerted to this is an AI generated ad, so I have to do a test on, here's one that's not AI and here's one that is, and you know that it's improving every minute. But it had no soul. It was creepy. Anyway, the good news from the teacup. Science fiction, they were like prophets. Just when I think of the Terminator, I get a little scared. There is good news coming. There's a horseshoe, and there is a bird, and there is a document. So I'm starting to see that the good people of America are going to rise up. Yeah, thank you for hitting the thumbs up. Much appreciated. The good people of America are rising up and we're getting momentum. We're getting momentum. So actually the blessing in disguise is as horrible as these wannabe fascists are. They're making us put our foot down and go, not on our watch. And I haven't even gotten to the topic of guns tonight, because we have a lot to go over on Monday. So I do see a lot of, it's kind of like the sense of throwing a bunch of papers up in the air and seeing where they fall. And we determine that with our minds. I do see a tree. I see new ways of looking at things. I see new laws. I even see changes to the Constitution. So that's good. This Jupiter and Taurus energy that's coming up, we're not going to lose our economy. So everyone, you can stop worrying about that. We're not going to lose our economy. I also see this Mars and Leo. I have that in my chart too. Mars and Leo is going to, actually I see a big explosion of creativity. You're going to see a lot of artists come out with, real artists, not AI, coming out with songs. You're going to see the younger generation coming out with songs, and Taylor Swift pops into my mind. Songs about freedom and democracy. We're going to see a lot of that. People that are kind of in the limelight. And Mercury, okay, the fascist Republicans are going, I see a weight, they're being dragged down by a weight like a ball and chain, more and more and more and more. I see a lot of them going into hiding. Like going into hiding, keeping a low profile, like what Kevin McCarthy did over the weekend. I still don't know where he went. Would he go overseas again? And this Jupiter energy is going to bring some good things to light. But there is, I like the horseshoe. I like seeing the horseshoe. I like seeing, there's a lot of like bills and new documents and like proposals coming in from the Democrats that are, at least things are moving. At least things are in motion. Going to the cornfield. Yeah, I see Republicans having like a ball and chain. Where did I see that? Yeah, they have like a ball and chain. I forgot where I saw that. Anyway, as far as the women go, lots and lots and lots of lawsuits. It's the other thing we didn't read on tonight is women's rights. The cockroaches are always hiding in the dark. That's true. Nina's saying, sometimes CNN covers news events better than MSNBC, while MSNBC explains things better. The danger is the news that has been omitted. Yeah, and distorted. CNN is really distorting the news. And the thing about CNN is they're starting to lie a lot. Oh, do I see the African continent on the bottom? Yeah, I do, actually. Yeah. Which reminds me of Sudan. We haven't heard much out of Sudan lately. At the bottom of the cup, it's like what's coming in the future. I actually see good news out of Africa. Good news coming out of Africa. I also see that we will have to, as a world, it's really unfortunate that Joe Biden had to cut his G7, that whole trip short. The guys are like, but it'll be okay. Because we really need to be working together on the planet because of global climate change. We really do. Okay, I've kept you all way too long, but I want to say, keep your sense of humor. I think the proceeds go to children. And just be forewarned, if you go to Walgreens and you get your red nose because you donate to help children, they're really tight. So have a great evening, the rest of it, if it's evening where you are. And tomorrow's Church of Spirituality. Get your spiritual upliftment. Please hit the thumbs up before we depart, before we part ways. So tomorrow, Church of Spirituality, please join grassrootsofdemocracy.com. We also have a Facebook group now. So Grassroots of Democracy, we now have a Facebook group. Thank you for hitting the thumbs up. I see that you're doing that. And I'll be back on Monday, 7 or shortly thereafter, and 7:05 for another PNN. We have things that we, believe it or not, that we didn't get to. But we chat. We go back and forth a lot, so that takes time. So, all right. I love you. The psychic party is always a great time. Take good care of yourself. You deserve to treat yourself with lots of love and fun. All right. Namaste. Thank you.